For decades, we've been losing the war on mental health. Over 300 million people worldwide suffer from depression. Treatment-resistant cases are climbing. Conventional medications fail more than half the time. Suicide rates continue to rise. But what if I told you that hiding in plain sight, banned for nearly 50 years, might be the most powerful psychiatric breakthrough of the century? This is the story of psilocybin therapy and the neuroscience revolution that's about to change everything we know about healing the human mind. The numbers are staggering. Major depressive disorder affects 280 million people globally. For many, traditional antidepressants, SSRIs, simply don't work. These medications can take weeks to show any effect, if they work at all. And they come with a cost: emotional numbness, weight gain, sexual dysfunction, and for some, no relief whatsoever. Treatment-resistant depression, when 2 or more antidepressants fail, affects 30% of all patients. That's millions of people told again and again, nothing else we can do. Until now. In laboratories at the world's most prestigious institutions, Johns Hopkins, Imperial College London, Yale University, UCSF, something remarkable is happening. After 5 decades of prohibition, scientists are rediscovering a compound that might revolutionize psychiatry. But this isn't alternative medicine. This is hardcore neuroscience. And the results are nothing short of extraordinary. Psilocybin works unlike any psychiatric medication we've ever known. When ingested, it converts into psilocin, a molecule that looks remarkably similar to serotonin, the brain's natural mood regulator. But here's where it gets fascinating. Psilocin binds to serotonin 2A receptors throughout the brain, reaching up to 72% occupancy. This triggers 3 profound neurological processes that we're only now beginning to understand. Process number 1. Neuroplasticity. Within 90 minutes of treatment, psilocybin rapidly activates genes in the prefrontal cortex and hippocampus, the regions responsible for emotion and memory. What happens next is remarkable. New neural connections begin forming. Dendritic spines, the small protrusions that receive signals from other neurons, start growing. The brain literally begins building new pathways. It's like creating new roads in a city where all the highways were broken. But there's more. Psilocybin binds to TARKB receptors, the receptor for brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF. This is the brain's growth hormone. Meta-analyses confirm that psilocybin users show significantly elevated BDNF levels, and these levels persist long after the medicine has left the system. The brain doesn't just reset, it grows. Process number 2, default mode network disruption. The default mode network, or DMN, is a constellation of brain regions responsible for self-referential thought, autobiographical memory, and our sense of unified self. It's also where rumination, negative self-talk, and rigid thought patterns live. In depression, anxiety, and addiction, the DMN becomes hyper-connected, locked in negative loops. Psilocybin disrupts this network more powerfully than any pharmaceutical compound ever studied, 3 times more than traditional medications. Network boundaries dissolve. The brain enters a state of increased flexibility. This is why people describe ego dissolution, feelings of cosmic connection, and profound insights during therapy. The rigid structures have temporarily softened, and remarkably, these changes persist for weeks after a single dose, creating a window of opportunity for lasting transformation. Process number 3. Sustained antidepressant effects. The combination of neuroplasticity and network disruption creates something unprecedented in psychiatry: rapid, sustained relief from depression that lasts not weeks, not months, but years. While SSRIs must be taken daily and can take 6 to 8 weeks to work, psilocybin therapy has shown sustained effects from just 1 or 2 sessions. In 2021, Johns Hopkins published results that stunned the psychiatric community. 27 participants with major depressive disorder, people who'd been suffering for an average of 2 years, received 2 doses of psilocybin combined with psychotherapy. Depression scores plummeted from 22.8 to 8.7 within 1 week. At week 4, 71% achieved clinically significant response. 54% entered complete remission. That's double the success rate of conventional antidepressants. But here's what changed everything. 5 years later, the majority of participants remained in remission. 5 years. From 2 therapy sessions. At Imperial College London, researchers went further. They pitted psilocybin directly against escitalopram, one of the most commonly prescribed antidepressants. Both groups received equal psychological support. The results? Depression improved faster and more completely with psilocybin. But more than that, people reported feeling more connected, more alive, more themselves. Brain imaging revealed why. Psilocybin increased brain connectivity not just during treatment, but for 3 weeks afterward. An opening up effect that conventional antidepressants never produced. Then came the game changer, the first ever Phase 3 trial of psilocybin therapy. 258 participants with treatment-resistant depression across 32 sites. Double-blind, placebo-controlled, the gold standard of medical research. The results were statistically significant. Depression scores dropped by 3.6 points more than placebo, an effect size comparable to esketamine, which received FDA approval with a similar result. No unexpected safety findings, no increased suicidality, no serious adverse events, and the trials keep coming. Yale demonstrated 100% response rates in OCD patients. NYU and Johns Hopkins showed 80% reductions in existential distress for cancer patients, effects lasting over 4 years. Smoking cessation studies reported 80% abstinence at 6 months. Treatment-resistant depression, PTSD, OCD, addiction, eating disorders, cluster headaches. One by one, conditions we've struggled to treat for generations are responding to psilocybin therapy. But is it safe? After thousands of participants across dozens of trials, the safety profile is remarkable. When administered in clinical settings with medical screening, preparation, and professional support, psilocybin is described by researchers as remarkably well tolerated. The key is context, medical supervision, psychological preparation, integration therapy afterward. This isn't recreational use, this is precision medicine. So what's next? Compass Pathways is moving toward FDA submission. If approved, psilocybin therapy could be available in clinical settings across America within years. Johns Hopkins has launched the Center for Psychedelic and Consciousness Research. Imperial College established the Center for Psychedelic Research. Training programs are being developed. Clinical protocols are being standardized. We're witnessing the early stages of a paradigm shift. After 50 years of prohibition, science is rediscovering what indigenous cultures have known for millennia. But now, we understand the mechanism. We can measure the changes. We can optimize the treatment. We can help people heal. For the 280 million people worldwide suffering from depression, for the millions trapped in addiction, for those facing their mortality with terror, for the treatment-resistant cases told there's nothing left to try. The science is clear. The results are undeniable. This isn't the end of psychiatric medicine. It's the beginning of a revolution. The human brain has an extraordinary capacity to heal, to rewire, to transform. Sometimes it just needs the right catalyst.